Some of us, anyway.
Right. So, I mean, I'm just looking at it
Love
like,
everybody.
say that again?
Don't have, we brought up love everybody. Don't have no
Right.
hatred in your heart. Turn the other cheek.
I could take a bath.
Yeah,
Like you said, when it comes down to us, we're not going to turn no other cheek. We're going to try to take you out.
I don't give I don't give a damn what nobody say. Black people hate each other. We talk about each other. We belittle one another. We're the only race of people that we don't set up a safety net to help one another. We don't have no safety net.
Way they brought us, that's the way they brought our ancestors up. They hate each other to stab each other in the back. And it just, like you said, it just goes on from generation to generation to just end up.
That's right. This is why.
Something been instilled into you, when something been instilled into you, sometimes it's hard to break. Like you're talking about break the chains, sometimes it's hard to break that chain. And some people don't want to break it.
Well,
That's the way
this
it is. That's the way
this is
he
why.
did it.
Right. This is why I like the Bible, because the Bible come into play. Some of the stuff that we are going through that we say we can't break, it's a curse.
Oh yeah, it's a curse.
It's a curse. God said that he was going to put that enmity between, I guess, the man and the woman, or the black man and another black man. And you see these curses, just like it talks about in Deuteronomy 28, starting with the 45th verse through the 68th verse of the King James Version of the Bible. You can read up about these curses. And these curses apply today. This is why we having this friction with one another. This is why we can't get along. This is why most black men are on child support. The black woman, we can't get her in line. Black women are selling their ass for $20 and $120 and all that. And you might ask me how I know these prices. I just know. And because somebody gonna say, well, nigga, you showed, how you know these damn prices? I know what's going on out there in the world. And we hate each other. We hate the hell. First 48 shows you that TV show. You ever watch that? It shows you the perpetual hate between black people. This is why the powers that be loves to broadcast that, because they want to convince everybody in the world that black people ain't shit. Maury Povich, they show you that. This is why I tell you all the time, ain't no other race of people encouraging their sons and daughters to marry black people. They're not doing it. Unless you have some money. That's the only way that they would deal with you, unless you have something. You have to have something and bring something to the table. We the only race of people talk about, well, it doesn't matter, it's about love. That's a damn lie. Both parties have to be able to bring something to the table. You don't want your son to just marry any woman. You want your son, like I told you before, you want your son not to go for the finest girl out there in the world. You want your son to be with someone, let's say she's a supervisor at General Motors, or shit, she's a lead lady of the corporate world or something like that. You want your son to be tangled up with that, because that is generational wealth. Generational wealth is what you could pass on to your children. And then the cycle goes on and on. The reason why generational wealth is not passing by with us, because we don't encourage our sons and daughters to marry people that have money. We say, oh, that's wrong. You shouldn't look at it like that. But why not? When your son or your daughter bringing home a nigga with his pants sagging, the nigga smoke blunts all day, he don't have no future, he don't want to work, he don't have shit, and he 35 years old and up. He don't have nothing to offer your daughter. But he gets your daughter pregnant. Now you got to take care of the baby because this nigga don't want to help. That's a curse. Hell yeah, that's a damn curse. Look at all these single black women out here don't have no father to their children. And it's not all the men's fault, it's the women's fault because, like I said before, these women make bad choices in the men that they choose to sleep with and have children with. And somebody need to hold them accountable for that. It's not always, I had a man, he did me wrong. See, the woman is making so many excuses too. She's not acknowledging her fuck ups, her mess ups. But you got to blame yourself that you slept with a man that wasn't no good. You telling me, with all the common sense that God has given us, you couldn't tell you was with a no good man? I don't believe that. I don't believe that for one bit.
Sometimes you get these men that, like I say, wolves in sheep's clothing, that you think and that you little fool that they so good until they get pregnant. And then they show their ass. We have some men to do that too now.
Well, shit.
Y'all women.
You need to pray for the discernment of spirit then. If you can't see a nigga before you give him some pussy and get you pregnant, then you got a baby. You gonna have to pray for some discernment of spirit. God tell you he don't leave us ignorant, man. He don't leave us ignorant. Sometimes the signs are there, we ignore those signs. Sometimes the signs are there, but we ignore it. Just like we men, we ignore it.
Yes, we do. Because we always try, like, once again, we always try to look out for the best in a person.
We always want to go with the fine girl. But that bitch that wants to look good and always want to do Instagram videos don't have no life, no 401k. She don't own no land, no real estate. She don't got $100 in the bank. That's going to do you bad in the long run. This is why the Bible say a good woman would add years to her man's life, because he's not going to stress. He's not going to be, his blood pressure ain't going to run up. He can go overseas. He don't have to worry about her fucking around on him. It's a difference between a fun bitch and a good one. A good woman. It's a two different scenarios. But see, what you do is you want to